Big Movie Podcast Christmas Extravaganza. We'll be with you next week. But what we thought we'd do is give you our normal throwback, festive themed, but one that just missed out on our top threes. Now, we did discuss this. We've not actually discussed our top threes with each other, but I threw this film to Cockney John and said, this has not made my top three. Has it made yours? He said, no. We thought, why not give you this as our throwback? So here is a quick synopsis. Howard, a haggard salesman, promises his son a Turbo Man toy for Christmas. He is forced to fight every parent and travel all over town to get the toy after he forgets to buy it. Released on the 6th of December 1996, it is Jingle All the Way. Now,
Howard, as if he's called Howard.
I've got a feeling that we may have recommended Jingle All the Way on an old North-South Dad Vibe episode.
Yeah.
But as it's a new episode, we are new people. You know, we are fresh out the podcast world with a movie podcast. And supposedly, I think we've got quite a few listeners in China.
Mate, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up.
If you are listening in China, we appreciate your support.
Thank you very much.
We massively appreciate it.
Weirdly popular.
And let's just keep building. Let's keep building all over. You make sure you share this podcast. We would appreciate it. But let's have a little focus on Jingle All the Way for the next minute. You have got Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've got Sinbad. You've got Phil Hartman.
That's great.
And you've got Jake Lloyd. Now, if you don't know who Jake Lloyd is, he plays Jamie. He plays Jamie, Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. And he is famous for being, given the role of a lifetime as Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. And then he's kind of just, not really done much since then. I think he fell out of love with the business. Obviously, might have all come a bit too soon for the lad. But he's great in Jingle All the Way. He was a great, great child actor. But basically, it's just nice and simple in Jingle All the Way. It's funny. It's well festive. Phil Hartman as the neighbour is absolutely cry-laugh material, isn't he? Throughout the whole thing.
I sometimes feel like I maybe got some of my, flirting techniques.
From Phil Hartman?
From Phil Hartman in this film.
No way. What's his name? Oh, Ted.
Full-on catfish. Hi, I've just been baking. Would you like a cookie?
Yeah.
That sounded so bad. That sounded worse than it.
That was horrendous.
Not cookie.
But, I mean, listen, I think we should focus on the scene. Because there's a scene in it where Ted, who's played by Phil Hartman, the neighbour, answers the phone when Arnold Schwarzenegger's trying to ring home. And he's basically winding Arnold Schwarzenegger up because he wants to get with his wife. And he's going like, oh my God, Liz, these cookies. Oh my God. And Arnold Schwarzenegger in the middle of a packed like New York street. Is it New York? Is it New York?
Yeah, I'm sure it's New York.
Was
it's
it, or
gotta
was
be,
it somewhere
it?
else? I don't
Maybe
know,
it's not, Maybe it's...
I know, was it like Chicago or something?
Chicago, yeah.
Was it?
Everything at the time was Chicago, because that was where Home Alone was set, wasn't it? And so I think it was Chicago.
Oh, where would we find that out? Oh, Minneapolis.
I never would have figured that out.
No.
No. Massively wrong.
But do you know what? If you go to a pub quiz around Christmas and they say, where was Jingle All the Way for the big question, you've got it now thanks to listening to this podcast. And then there's obviously the bit where he's going like, oh, Liz, these cookies. And Arnold Schwarzenegger in a packed Minneapolis street goes, put the cookie down. And it's just... It's iconic. I mean, you've got famous lines, haven't you, from movies? Put the cookie down is absolutely outrageous. And go on. I think I know what you're going to say.
Big Show.
No, good shout. Yeah, Big Show.
Big Show. Paul White. Big Show, the absolute giant of a wrestler who was known as the Giant at the time of the film, makes a fantastic guest spot appearance in it as a proper old ruck with a proper sort of kids Hollywood fight.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. And then we're gonna finish this throwback because I think a lot of listeners to this will know Jingle All the Way or must have seen it. If you haven't, or if your child or children have not seen Jingle All the Way, it's prime time 90 minutes of pure gold. And if you want 4 words to sell Jingle All the Way to you, I'm going to give you those 4 words now. Arnold Schwarzenegger punches reindeer. Okay. If you don't watch it now, you're a joke shop.
Isn't there a thing? Isn't there a thing where he's punched more animals in films than any other actor? He's just always punching horses and stuff. But punching a reindeer, that's brave.
Yeah, well,
that is brave.
And it's just fantastic. Isn't it? And do you know what? I'm going to throw another one to you. One. After the punch, Arnold Schwarzenegger drinks beer with reindeer. If you're not sold, you don't like Christmas. You are a Scrooge.